We return from the West Coast swing to the East Coast at Bristol Motor Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee for the running of the Food City 500. It should be a wild race on this half-mile oval, but first let's go look at the starting lineup. On the pole we have Luke Rainey, to his outside it's Levi Shones. And then in third we have Alex Stewart, fourth is Jay Jefferson, rounding out the top five, Tim Randolph. Then Code Luigi second in points is sixth. Evan Hunter in seventh was at a disappointing season. Eighth is TJ Hanley, ninth is Casey Vito, and 10th is Jason Smino Jr. Then the rest of the field, Francis Dustin and Derek Bouchard, Trey Rainey and Brandon Tharp, DJ Reed and Jonathan Beeford, Josh DeVito and Justin Heath, Joe Jefferson, your point leader, and Carter Friesen, Tim Gary and Kevin Bandon, John West and Riley Spraylytube, Cynthia Bright last race winner, and Julius Anderson to her inside. Then you got Adam Lewis and William Seaman, Eli Brighton, Alexander Rowe, Andrew Miller and Michael Canto, Brady Ornes, Javier Hernandez, Marcus Sachi, the winner of the Target race here yesterday, and Max Anderson, Wyatt Walker and Keegan Thompson, Isaac Nichols, Michael Gregory, and then Patrick Smith and Jeff Bright round out the 42-car field here at Bristol. Let's go down trackside for the most famous words in motorsports.
For today's command, Bobby Allison. Gentlemen, start your engines.
Give your seatbelts a little tug there for me there, buddy. Get a little drink of Gatorade. Be safe. Have some fun, all right?
It would be 42 cars rolling to life, but it looks like the 6 car had a problem. They're still going green. Pace car in. 75 laps at Bristol. Luke Ray and Levi Schultz on the front row. We're racing at Bristol. Yeah, big mess on that start there. Cars got clogged up. Luke Rain will come around lead lap number 1. I'm surprised they didn't wait another lap to go green because of the 6 car stalling. Battle for second. Jay Jefferson underneath Alex Stewart. It looks like Stewart will be able to keep that position. It's behind them there. Battling hard. Levi Schultz started outside of front row. Look where he has fallen back outside of the top 5 and possibly even outside the top 10 if he can't get down in line. That just shows how Bristol Motor Speedway is. Up there, they're stacking up back there. Schultz still falling back. As we look back up front, Luke Rainey continuing to lead. Brandon Tharp is coming off of pit road, so obviously it wasn't a terminal problem. Jefferson still trying to get underneath Alex Stewart. This time he might get it down the back straightaway. Jefferson trying to take second from Alex Stewart. Can he do it at the stripe? I think Stewart was barely ahead. They might go 3 wide for that second position. Tim Randolph almost gone to Jay Jefferson. Alex Stewart keeps off the wall. And Jefferson gets to the second position. And now Alex Stewart has to get down to the bottom lane. See Evan Hunter going by him, and then he has Case Samito and Code Luigi also there waiting to pounce to get down in line. And Luke Rainey, because of all this, has pulled away from the field. This way he would call one of his best one of his best tracks. He would say that himself, and he proves it here. He won this race last season, the Food City 500 for season number 4, looking to repeat it and go back to back and win the Food City 500 for season number 5. He's also won here in the Target Series before. He won here season 1 at Food City 250, so he has a lot to live up to here at Bristol, and he's doing it. So he started on pole, he's still out front. Levi Shones started outside the front row, and here he is in 15th Ryan around, and here comes Alex Stewart back to him. Stewart was just second a few laps ago. He's back in 11th now, 12th, possibly 13th, 14th. Keep backing it on up. And then TJ Hanley started 8th, and here he is on pit road. John West also hard on the walls. The yellow has come out. So yellow out as Luke Rainey races back here. We'll have to see what happened. I don't really see anything that could have happened there. Let's hope these guys get around the pace car because they're not a lap down. This looks like they'll be able to. Alright, so let's see what happened. Bringing out the first caution of the day. Luke Rainey with the race lead. Here's what happened to bring out the yellow flag. Josh Mead on the inside there in that number 15 car. Car's getting in the wall off of turn number 4. Keegan Thompson trying to avoid Eli Bright. Samito gets up into him and spins the car around in front of the field. The yellow comes out for that. Just because he's having a hard time getting it going straight. The yellow comes out as the leaders get by. Luke Rainey out in front here at Bristol. And it looks like they will stay out. No, they're coming down pit road. So leaders come down pit road. Does everyone pit is the question. If I'm someone back in the back, maybe I stay out trying to get that track position, that all-important track position. Well, it looks like only the lap cars will be the ones staying out. If I'm like someone like Jeff Bright, Eli Bright, Javier Hernandez, Andrew Miller back here, Wyatt Walker, I would not come down pit road and stay out and keep that track position. All the lap cars, though, it looks like are the ones staying out. So let's follow Jay Jefferson as he comes down the front straightaway to his pit stall. Is it fuel only? Do they take 4 tires? Do they take 2? Do they take none? And now some of the lap cars are coming down pit road. See Alex Stewart and Levi Schultz pulling into their pit stall. Looks like it's going to be 4 tires for everyone. As who gets out in front? Luke Rainey had the lead. DJ Reed gets out and away with the race lead. So in the turn of events, DJ Reed will be your race leader here at Bristol Motor Speedway. So DJ Reed gets out in front. He'll lead us back to the green flag. Going back green lap number 16, it's going to be a mess getting back to the restart. We only have 30 cars on the lead lap now because of all that madness. And all the cars to the inside. DJ Reed with the race lead, Luke Rainey in second, Tim Randolph third, Katie Samito is fourth, and Jay Jefferson in fifth. All the cars to the inside are lap cars. That's going to be an interesting situation here as they come down the front straightaway. Green flag back in the air. We're back racing. Yeah, and DJ Reed could not. He was going to be hoping that he could get a big jump and get away. Now he's going to be forced 3 wide top. Luke Rainey backed out of that, but all the cars on the inside, they're going to be getting laps back. 3 wide top now is Luke Rainey, your pole sitter. Tim Randolph shot down the middle, and Rainey's going to be dropping. DJ Reed trying to hold his own on the top. He gets way wide. And into the wall goes your leader. Yeah, this is a mess, although Brand Tharp got let off right there. He let off, and Tim Randolph goes to the race lead. Nice opening on the bottom for the first few. They get down to the race lead. And now Randolph off the track. Here comes Luke Rainey in the 2 car. He's going to grab the race lead as Randolph gets into the wall. Casey Mito gets by to second. DJ Reed, a ton of damage to that 21 car, fighting for third. And Jay Jefferson there is in 5th. Randolph's car looks really tight right now. That 93 car looks very, very tight. DJ Reed to 3rd. Jay Jefferson trying to grab the 4th spot from Tim Randolph. Behind them, a lot of lap cars battling. And then your next lead lap car is Carter Friesen in the 99. And then you got Alex Stewart, Marcus Sachi, Isaac Nichols, and Trey Rainey. Then you got Jonathan Beeford, Justin Eath, Levi Shones. They're stacking up back here. Adam Lewis, Javier Hernandez, John West, all in the middle of a big mess. So that caution really flip-flopped a lot of positions around. But it keeps Luke Rainey out front. He got back on the restart. Shows that he has a dominant car. And he's trying to run away from Case Mew and DJ Reed behind him. But he does have Eli Bright, Michael Gregory in front of him, lap cars. Eli's right now running in the 36th position. I believe he's only 1 lap down at this point. Well, he's on the tail end of the lead lap. There right now 36 cars on the lead lap. Eli's on the tail end along with Michael Gregory, Wyatt Walker, Keegan Thompson, Michael Canto, and Max Anderson. Those are the guys on the tail end of the lead lap trying to hope for a quick yellow here. Although Luke Rainey goes up the track, Case Mew and DJ Reed closing in. 50 laps to go this time. 25 miles left at Bristol. And these are going to be quick laps that go on by. And you can see the front 4 now in a single file lane. Jay Jefferson trying to catch up. He's 5th, and then all the way back in 6th is Alex Stewart now. Marcus Sachi 7th, and Isaac Nichols is up to 8th. As Carter Friesen has fallen down through the pack. So we actually look at Carter. He's down in 10th now after getting stuck on the outside lane. That just shows what the outside does here. And you can see how fast the lap here is at Bristol. Watch as they come off turn number 2, down the back straightaway. There is Luke Rainey right there in the back bumper of the 88. Here they now come all the way around. It's John West, the slow car in the bottom lane. As they come around, there's going to be a big gap. And then there's the 83, the one that started on the tail end of the field. And now here comes the 2 again. Just shows how fast these 14.5 second laps are 14.5 seconds it takes to get around this half-mile track at Bristol. Sometimes it even gets up into the 15-second range. Case Mino looked to the bottom, couldn't get it done there. But Samito is stalking that number 2 car, and if Luke Rainey makes a slip, she'll be by underneath. Jay Jefferson has caught this pack as he's 5th. Yeah, any one of these 5 cars can realistically have a shot to win here today. Rainey up the track again. Can't keep giving that bottom lane open for Case Mino because she will pounce one of these times. So right now the front 3, Dodge, Toyota, Ford. 3 of the 4 manufacturers up inside the top 3. In fact, 4 are in the top 5. You got Chevy in 5th, Ford in 3rd, Toyota in 2nd, and Dodge in 1st. So the manufacturer diversity is big here today as Eli Bright might surrender a lap right here. Luke Rainey on the back bumper of that 88, possibly getting a little frustrated with Eli. He knows that Eli wants to stay on the lead lap very badly, but Luke has to get going because the whole pack is coming behind. Eli's finally going to get the bomb to Luke Rainey. That was a smart move there by Eli. He knew Luke was a lot faster than him. He gave Luke the bottom lane, and Luke went right on by. Smart move there by Eli Bright, knowing that he's probably not going to catch a caution, and might as well just let the leader go on by and try and get back if there's a restart. You see, he's going to let the front 5 go on by, and then he'll probably get down behind the 1 and try and hold off the 6 car, who he's actually racing for a position. They are battling up ahead. Keegan Thompson to the outside. Michael Gregory's going to get a spot right there. And Luke Rainey and Case Mino go right on by that number 98 car. And this could be breaking up the pack a little bit if Keegan Thompson gets down line right here. Then DJ Reed is going to have a lap car in between he and Case Mino. Although Tim Rinoff gets to the inside of that 21 car, he's going to move to the 3rd position. Can Jay Jefferson follow him through? Reed still up the track, and Jefferson will follow through to 4th. It's been a struggling season for Jay Jefferson. In fact, last season it was very struggling in the beginning as well. And it looks like this could be a sign of things to come if he can try and turn the season around here at Bristol. Luke Rainey also looking to turn his season around. He's had a very rough season. He was down 41st, 42nd in points for the first few races. He kind of gained some momentum after a top 10 finish last race at Phoenix. He moved up in the points, and that left Evan Hunter 42nd in points, who's right now running 16th. A decent day for him, and that's going to be a great day if he can bring it home in the top 20 because he needs that badly. He was some 70 points away from 41st in points, and he's 42nd in points. So he needs a good run here today, and it looks like a solid run for that 11 team so far, as long as he can keep it there. Michael Gregory, last season's champion, who thought we would see him struggling early on the season. He's right now 34th on track, last car in the lead lap, and he's been struggling at the start of this season. Let's look where our points leader is. Joe Jefferson in the 39 cars. Right now running 23rd, a respectable day for him. The guy who's only a few points back, Coluigi's right now running 18th. That could potentially be a points lead change right there. Cynthia Bright, one last race, is just outside the top 20, so can't use her win as a wild card quite yet. But 17th, that could potentially put her inside the top 20 in points. So we got 30 laps to go for Luke Rainey. Still a long time, and that could be a few cautions. Although it seems like a long time, it will go by pretty quickly. And Luke Rainey just hoping there are no cautions. He thinks he can hold off Case Mino behind on his own. But if caution comes out, that's going to put the whole field together. Then you have cars on the inside as lap cars, and it's just going to be a whole mess on a restart if that happens. So he's just hoping to go caution-free from here on out. But he has a whole knot of cars in front of him with the 51 Patrick Smith up top, Francis Dustin, Wyatt Walker, Michael Gregory in there checking up. There's some big moves being made. Gregory, the champion he is, moves to the top side out of the way of Luke Rainey. That's a smart move there. He's not going to affect the outcome of this race. Now, Wyatt Walker said in the 36, does he give Luke Rainey the lane? Patrick Smith up top, he's going to give Case Mino the lane as well. So those two being very smart there, knowing that they would be affecting the outcome of the race if they stay in line. They moved up out of the way. That's smart for both of those drivers. That's something we'd like to see. The lap cars moving up out of the way. You can see Patrick Smith moves up out of the way of Tim Randolph. Jay Jefferson also trying to go on by. And where has DJ Reed fallen to after falling on the outside? He's back to 6th after all that. Caution out. And that changes everything. A big wreck in 3 and 4. Joe Jefferson, your points leader. Isaac Nichols, Cynthia Bright, as we mentioned, who came into this race hoping to get into the top 20 in points. And 2 Hendrick cars demolished. Luke Rainey back to the line in 1st. And the big one up in 3 and 4. And even down the backstretch. So they started down the backstretch and then it evolved to 3 and 4. Well, let's go and see what happened. It's always a rotten deal when a car in the top 5 wrecks with a lap down car. And that's exactly what happened. Alex Stewart up top. Getting passed by the lap car. John West, he gets into the wall. Comes off of it. And Riley Sprayotube is down there. Nowhere to go. And Sprayotube runs into the 13th of Alex Stewart. Spins them both around. But that wasn't it. Something happened with Isaac Nichols and Cynthia Bright into 3 and 4. Oh my goodness. Isaac slowed up for the wreck potentially. He's on the outside. He gets up against the wall. And Cynthia Bright just drills him hard. Jason Smino Jr. with nowhere to go. Joe Jefferson, your points leader. Adam Lewis, Derek Bouchard, Riley Sprayotube, Alex Stewart. Jeff Bright driving through it. Your leaders luckily not getting involved. Luke Rainey, Casey Mito are right there. They could have potentially been involved in that. Let's go on board with Isaac Nichols, and the 48-year Iraq champion has not had a great start to the season, and this just piles onto it. And that's definitely going to take Joe Jefferson out of this race. He hit that 48 hard. Let's go on board with your points leader. And now it's going on board with Luke Rainey, your race leader, your pole sitter, leading the race, and he sees this in front of him on the 3 and 4. It's like, where in the world do I go through this? See Casey Mito getting by, but luckily Luke Rainey does keep his race lead. But do they come down pit road is the question that's going to be answered right here. It looks like they will be staying out. They probably know they have enough fuel to make it to the end. And Luke Rainey lined up with lap cars on his inside. This could be interesting. So Isaac Nichols, Riley Sprayotube, Joe Jefferson, Isaac Nichols, Cynthia Bright, Adam Lewis, Derek Bouchard, and Alex Stewart have all retired. We have 25 cars on the lead lap. All those cars to the inside. Luke Rainey, Casey Mito, Tim Randolph, Jay Jefferson, and Trey Rainey are top 5 for this restart with 20 laps to go. We're back racing at Bristol. And now what happens here? Can Rainey hold off the guys behind? Three cars get by to get their laps back. TJ Hanley going to be the next. John West, Julius Anderson also on this bottom lane. Luke Rainey really drove it hard up on the top lane. He's going to get even with Eli Bright. That was a very strong move by the 2 cars. Shows how strong of a car Luke Rainey has. And as the race leader, if you're Luke Rainey up top, you're just hoping that none of the other lead lap cars can get down to the bottom lane. Like Tim Randolph might be able to do right back there. Randolph to the bottom lane. He's underneath Casey Mito. 93 car to 2nd. Can he get by the 2 car of Luke Rainey? Randolph for the race lead. He's going to take it from Luke Rainey, but can Rainey get down line and try and run that 93 car down? He's down in line. Can Luke Rainey run the 93 down? Rainey has had a strong car all day long, and now with 15 to go, he finds himself behind. And we mentioned the one thing Luke Rainey didn't want to see was a caution flag to make that happen. That double 5 restart has hurt many people here at Bristol before. And is Luke Rainey the next victim, or can he get by Tim Randolph? 3rd place is now Code Luigi. Where has he come from? 2nd in points is up to 3rd. I believe Marcus Sachi is now 4th. Evan Hunter up to 5th. And how this top 5, top 10 has just flipped upside down here late in this race. And what Luke Rainey doesn't want to happen is that 51 car jump to his inside. Because if that happens, it's all over. Rainey is on the back bumper of Tim Randolph, showing that Randolph's car is just a little bit slower than Rainey's. But Luke Rainey has a lap car, Patrick Smith behind him. "11 laps of racing to go here at Bristol." Luke Rainey to the bottom lane. He has a peak. Rainey gonna get by off of turn number 2 down the backstretch into 3. Luke Rainey, new race leader at Bristol. 10 laps of racing to go. And Tim Randolph stuck on the outside. Luke Rainey's gonna have a huge lead. He's gonna have many cars in between he and Tim Randolph. Or will Cole Luigi get up to second? Randolph slots into second. But he's gonna have to hope for a yellow to try and run down the number 2 car. We have, right now, 30 cars on the lead lap. So if the caution were to come out, they would get their lap back. Luke Rainey just has to drive it nice and easy from here. He has a good lead. It's about 1 second over Tim Randolph. A car is blowing up. White Walker. No yellow yet. Officials asking the drivers how the track feels as they're fluid on the racetrack. They're also asking their officials to go and check. 5 to go this time. So if the yellow comes out, the race is over. Tim Randolph is closing in on that number 2 car. But he does have a car in between he and Luke Rainey. He would have to pass Brandon Tharp or hope Tharp passes Rainey. But Brandon Tharp messed up 1 and 2 there. I don't know if he probably doesn't want to pass Luke Rainey because that would be the wrong thing to do as a lap car with under 5 to go. Try and pass the race leader with second hot on his tail. I'd rather just lay over, not give up position as Brandon Tharp is coming down pit road. Remember, he pitted way early. Let's hope these leaders don't have to pit. Come to 2 laps to go. Luke Rainey with over 1 second on Tim Randolph. White flag this time. He won his first race of the season last season here at Bristol in the Food City 500. As he comes off turn number 4, the white flag for Luke Rainey. Half a mile left at Bristol. He just has to make it half a lap, half a mile. He sees the finish line now. Into 3 and 4. Luke Rainey will win the Food City 500 for the second time. I believe Cole Luigi actually had to pit there at the end because I do not see him at all crossing this finish line. Luke Rainey will go back-to-back in the Food City 500 at Bristol. His second Gatorade Cup Series victory at Bristol. Let's check the finishing results. Here are the finishing results from the Food City 500 at Bristol. There were 2 caution flags for 10 laps and 6 lead changes among 4 different drivers. That was one of the more competitive Bristol races we've seen. Luke Rainey starts on pole and ends up winning. He led 62 of 75 laps. Domination for that number 2 team. Tim Randolph ends up second. That car looked very, very awkward during that whole race. He ends up second. He actually led 7 laps, so that was a very great day for him. Marcus Sachi backs up a Target Series victory yesterday with a 3rd place here today. Evan Hunter, a much-needed 4th place. Andrew Miller, 5th. Where have these guys come from? They were back in like 30th all day. They get some lucky breaks, and here they are in the top 5, top 10. Francis Dustin ends up 6th. Trey Rainey, 7th. Justin 8th. Ivy Hernandez, 9th. And Carter Friesen, 10th. So there's your top 20. How about 13th and 14th? TJ Henley, Michael Canto. They were 2 drivers that got on the tail end of the lap after one of those cautions. They raced past the leader. They won the tail end of the lap, 30-something. They end up 13th and 14th. That is awesome for those guys. Never quit attitude out of those guys. Cole Luigi was 3rd. He had to pit for fuel. He ends up 15th, so it actually came down to a fuel mileage race. As you look down 21st to 40th, drivers down here having days they want to forget. Wyatt Walker blew up late in the race. He ends up 35th. And not many cars finished on the lead lap. Cynthia Bright, Adam Lewis, Isaac Nichols, Derek Bouchard, Alex Stewart, Joe Jefferson, your points to the Riley Sprague Tube, all involved in the big one up in 3 and 4. Let's go to the point standings. Here are the point standings after Bristol. Ivy Hernandez snipes the points lead from Code Luigi Luigi is now second in points. He stays there. Marcus Sacchi, after a decent day, he's up to third in points. Alexander Rowe is fourth, and DJ Reed is fifth. Justin Heath sixth. Andrew Miller is seventh. Joe Jefferson falls to eighth after that dismal day here at Bristol. Alex Stewart is ninth, and Trey Rainey is 10th. So there's your top 20. Yeah, Bristol, that definitely shook the points around. And only two of our winners are in the top 20 in points. They are DJ Reed and Joe Jefferson. As you look down 21st to 40th, you see Jeff Bright just on the outside of the top 20 in points. And you can see two winners down here, Kevin Bannon and Luke Rain, 26th, 27th. They need to get up into the top 20, same with Cynthia Bright, if they want to use their victory as a wild card. Isaac Nichols down here, he's had a disappointing season. Most of Hendrick Motorsports actually had very disappointing seasons. Jeff Bright hasn't gotten a top 5 yet. Cynthia Bright with that win, but down 31st in points. Isaac Nichols hanging on to a top 30 barely. The only one that's good is Eli Bryant. He's up in 12th. Evan Hunter still last in points, but with a 4th place finisher today, he does move in on the field. He's closer now, and if he gets a few decent runs, top 15s, wins, top 10s, top 5s, he can get right up there into the top 20. All right, so the next race will be the Geico 400 at Chicago. See you guys then.